Okay, what's up guys? So today I'm going to show you how to put your FCU into your pistol grip for your PolarStar Fusion engine. So I'll also work with the jack. It'll probably work with an SMP. I'm not sure because I don't have an SMP. But that allows you to use any stock you want. Take your stock off, run no stock, collapse your stock all the way in. I do that a lot. But it just gives you a lot of versatility for how you want to run your gun. But for this video, you will need a soldering iron, solder, I don't have those with me, heat shrink tubing. You need heat shrink tubing. You might be able to make it work with electrical tape, I do not know, but heat shrink tubing is the way to go, especially if you're doing a lot of electrical projects or like you're teching on your gun. Heat shrink tubing is just a good thing to have. You'll need something to cut your wires with and then strip them. This cuts wires and strips them. Any tools that you might need to get into your fusion engine and take off your body, and that's pretty much it. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and get your fusion engine out of your body. Okay, as you can see here, I already have done this mod to my fusion engine, and I have the wire coming from the port inside the fusion engine out through the hole where the air line comes out, and then it just goes into the grip just like that. And so what you will want to do first is take off the plate that covers up all the wiring and the trigger and everything. Well, you don't need to take the trigger off, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, once you have the plate off, you'll want to disconnect the cylinder, what I call the cylinder part of the fusion engine, from the lower part. So for that, you have one Phillips head screw back here, and then one Allen wrench screw up here. Okay, so once you have the lower disconnected from the upper, you will want to disconnect your wire harness from the port. You might need something to take it out with. It's okay. And then you can either disconnect the solenoids or unscrew the trigger board. It's easier just to disconnect the solenoids. And as you can see, the bottom one will have a black line on it. I just remember it black starts with B, so you put it on the bottom right there. And that one goes to the poppet. That solenoid controls the poppet. And then the top one doesn't have anything on it. So black bottom. It's pretty simple. And now you just want to take out your air line. And so you'll have your wire harness coming out this way. And so what you will want to do is you'll have this big long wire harness, and so basically you just want to take your lower and see from the triggers right here, and so that's where the wire harness plugs in. You just want to see how long you want it to go through the grip, and usually just give yourself a little bit of extra because you can always fold it down in there. You can't really pull it out too easily. So that way your FCU, you put the FCU in there, and you have the wire harness in there, then you plug it in, then you can plug in your battery and just stuff everything in there. So once you decide how long to make your wire, you basically just cut it. And now you take heat shrink tubing, and there's 5 wires, and you just solder them together. Just match up the colors. It's really as simple as that. And so brown on brown, red on red, blue on blue, it's super easy. And you just put the heat shrink tubing on the wire first. And then what I did is I put bigger heat shrink tubing on all of the wires so I could cover it up like this. So that's pretty much it. It's not too complicated, not too hard. And if you have hot glue on your wire already connecting to the FCU, it doesn't really matter. You just might want to take a pocket knife or something, just kind of shave down the end as I did, and then you can just fold it over. But if you don't, it's even easier, but you can do it with both. Now to put the wire harness into the lower receiver of the fusion engine, you just kind of want to fold over the wire, the top part, the actual clip, and so that way you can put in the hole in the bottom. And now what I like to do is I like to put the wire under everything, so that way it just fits easier. But once you have that, you basically just put everything back together. Again, the solenoids, the black one goes on the bottom. And then the regular one goes on the top. Then you just plug in the wire, the FCU wire harness, and then you just close it all back together. Now it might take a little bit of force to put together, but not too much. As you can see here, you just might need to line up some wires. Not that big of a deal. But once you have it together, make sure the solenoid lines are not being pinched between the bottom like that, or just have them on top or something. You want to make sure they're in this little channel. So now you pretty much just screw it back together. And now you just put on the top plate and you're pretty much done, but wait a little bit longer because there's one more thing that you might have to do. Okay, once you have the plate together, you just put it back in the body. And both of the lines will go through the bottom, just like that. Now, what I usually do on PolarStars or AEGs is I always put in the rear body pin first and screw that together. That way you know when you tighten down the grip, you're not misaligning the fusion engine, making it lower or higher, because then it'll be misaligned and won't shoot properly. Now, with the grip, you might need to drill out the motor hole a little bit bigger. That's what I did. It makes everything easier, but you probably won't if you just force everything. Well, not force, but if you can just make everything fit. It was just easier for me, so that's what I did. Okay, so what I told you you need to wait till the end of the video for was because when you have the motor plate and the FCU is in here and you have everything folded down, the wire harness attached to the FCU might stick up a little bit more, so you might have to cut off the part that holds down the motor on your motor plate. Now you can do this with a Dremel or a hacksaw, it doesn't really matter. The Dremel just makes it all smoother, that's what I used. But that's pretty much it. And then when you're not playing, if you want, you can just leave out the FCU, it's just easier. And then there, this is a working fusion engine now, and you don't need a stock. I mean, you need a little bit of upper barrel, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.